Hey everybody, Reggie B here with Power Land Group. This one I'm long overdue with, so I apologize for the delay, but we are going to be using AI to underwrite land deals. Before we get started though, we got to give a shout out to the man upstairs. Continue to press in, y'all. Stay the course. Remember, we are not supposed to be doing this type of work. All it takes is a mustard seed of faith, but in the same correlation, all it takes is a little bit of doubt to penetrate your mind, to pull you off course. Be mindful of who you're sharing your dreams and your passions and who you're collaborating with. We have prayed for like-minded believers to do business with, and I would encourage you to do the same. We're always covering you and our community in prayer, and if you have a prayer request, feel free to submit it to us. But nonetheless, let's dive in and let's get started. So what we're using right now is ChatGPT, which is a free AI tool that you can use to underwrite deals. There is a paid version, but we can use the free version, I think, to get the outcomes that we're looking for. In order to access ChatGPT, it's just going to be chat.openai.com. First things first, you need to understand what a prompt is, and I know we've talked about it before in our past videos, but prompting is the ability to interact with artificial intelligence to get the outcome that you're looking for. So you are actually conversing with a computer-based software to get a outcome that you're looking for. I'm going to share some things around prompting, but first let me read the prompt to you so you can kind of see why I chose what I chose to give it. Hi, I am prepping content right now around using AI to underwrite land deals. Where there are many variables, I believe that AI can assist in making better decisions. Currently, the market is undecided, with some days being a seller's market and others being a buyer's market. We have seen many variables arise, such as high interest rates and limited supply of housing options. To make matters worse, land that is priced reasonably has been hard to come by, as property owners are leveraging COVID-19 sales to influence their decision-making and price assessments when negotiating. I would like to share my formula with you around assessing land deals and provide my community with a better understanding of how to structure better deals and increase their close. Are you ready? The reason I closed it with a question is because if not, AI would have already given you an output. It would have started to shoot out an output, and we don't necessarily need an output just yet. I need to tee AI up that I'm going to be feeding it more information, and a good way to do that is by feeding it a question. Now, I did this before, and I noticed in my prompt, I gave it an incorrect output that drastically threw off my response. And so I'm going to copy and paste in here the prompt that I gave it, okay? So that we can see if we can truly use AI to help us underwrite deals. So AI is ready to go. It's teed up. And so I said, here's some things to consider. Builders are typically looking for the best ROI possible. They need anywhere between 10 to 30% plus return on their investment. In Texas, we are seeing the average cost to build per square foot to be at or around 95 to 150 a square foot. Factors such as location demand are playing a significant role in days on market and sales costs, which creates inconsistency in land value. Most builders are typically buying land at or between 10% to 20% of new construction sale prices. Other variables to consider are title policy fees, holding costs, labor fees, realtor fees, and more. Taking all this into consideration, I would like you to help us better assess land deals. I am now going to share details with you around a piece of land related to lot size, new construction sales data, and would like your help underwriting the deal and creating an offer range that leaves enough range to generate an assignment fee of at least $2,500 USD. Are you ready? So AI has let me know it's ready. I wrote this earlier. Again, I don't know if this is going to give us the output that we're looking for, but hey, let's give it a shot. So we have a property at 123 Memory Lane in downtown Dallas, Texas. The lot size is 6,500 square feet. There have been 20 new builds sold in the last 90 days. The average sales price is $300,000, and the most popular floor plan is a 3-2 at 1,750 square feet. Average days on market on market for these homes has been 7 days. What is our offer range and dispo price, which we should assign to our builders, taking into account all the variables that I have shared? Something to call out is room size and square footage. How much home do I have to build to get this sale price? I see a lot of folks underwriting their deals solely off of the sale price, but they're not taking into account how much home you need to build to get to that number. The bigger the house, the more money you spend. And so, to increase your credibility with builders and let them know that you're here to help them also, and also to have better conversations with your sellers, you need to know stuff like this. You need to know how much it costs on average to build a home in this market, right? We gave it a range because that's going to be anything between your starter home and a luxury home, and it could be more than 150. Consult with general contractors and builders, and they can give you an idea of what that number looks like. I'm seeing about 120 a square foot is kind of where we like to do some napkin-based underwriting when we get deals quickly. But here we go. All right, so it's right in the prompt. Let's see. Okay. All right. Construction cost. The average cost to build per square foot in Texas is between $95 and $150. For a 1,750 square foot home, the construction costs would range from $166,000 to $262,000. Land value. So buyers typically buy land at 10 to 20% of the new construction sale price. With an average sale price of $300,000, the land value would need to be between $30,000 and $60,000. You're aiming for an assignment fee of at least $2,500. This needs to be factored into the offer range. Other costs to consider, such as title policy, holding costs, labor fees, and realtor fees. These can vary but should be taken into account. Based on these factors, here's a rough offer range calculation. So your land values, $30,000 to $60,000. Construction costs, $166 to $262. Total cost, $196 to $322. Desired ROI is 10% to 30% of total cost. Assignment fee is $2,500. With these figures in mind, you can calculate the offer range for the seller and the disposition price for the builders. It's essential to ensure that the offer range provides enough margin for the builders to achieve their desired ROI while also covering all costs and fees associated with the transaction. Boom. So the assignment fee I put was conservative of $2,500. You can play with this though. You know that you've got a range of $30,000 to $60,000. For me, if I say, I want to make $10K, well, I know I need to get this thing contracted at about $45,000 at max, because I want to leave enough room to dispo. I also want to take into account those other costs, the closing costs that you're pushing to the builder, right? The builder's paying the closing costs. They may have lender costs for, if they're using hard money, holding costs, survey costs, realtor fees, things to take into account. So don't get greedy, but make sure that you're educating your sellers when you're negotiating with them. Now, again, this may not work for all sellers. Wholesaling, you may have to have other exit strategies. You may need private money to take down the deal. You may need to bring in a partner to, buy the deal for you. You may need to do creative financing. You may need to do something different to make the numbers work for everybody. If a seller is not willing to take your offer of 30 to, let's call it, depending on what you need to make, $57,500, right? If you're settling with $2,500, but you have a range to play with now. Start low and work your way up, or start high, and work your way down. It's hard to start low and work your way up. So start high and work your way down, but don't be unreasonable. I would never price this at $85,000 or something crazy, because you're going to lose the trust of your builders all day, because they know that you're not looking at their best interests as well as your own. But with property owners, educate them, be patient, develop rapport, figure out what they're doing with the land, how long have they held the land. Those are all things that can work in your advantage. But again, rewind this thing, copy the prompts. I'll post them in the description so you can pull them and tweak them. But again, you're just having a conversation with AI. I hope this was helpful. Remember, like and subscribe to your boy's page. We need to spread the word. I'm here to help you. If you've got deals that you need to close, you don't have private money, you don't know how to underwrite them, you don't know how to do creative, you don't have buyers, whatever, holler at us. We're here to help. We can entitle, we can flip, we can buy. We got you. God bless you. Keep going, press in. Thank you. Have a good one.